Hello, my name's Annette J. Beveridge and I'm a writer. I'm also passionate about nature and the environment. I wanted to set up some videos because I wanted to reach people to not just to encourage them about nature, but also to talk about the kind of injustices that's going on, issues that's out there that people aren't always aware of this. And I certainly am worried at the moment about a project called HS2. You've probably heard about it. It's certainly not in the media very much at the moment. And I personally think that there seems to be some sort of media block out, or certainly limitation as to how much is shown about it, which is worrying in itself. Not everything that's really important is being reported. Now, there is an awful lot going on with the HS2 project, and you may be thinking, well, okay, what's wrong with having a high speed train? Now, if you are travelling up to Birmingham, maybe you do want to be shaving 20 minutes, half an hour off your travel time. And I can understand that. We're all really busy people. So, we want to save time where we can. From my point of view, I don't think saving that amount of time really wouldn't benefit me that much, and it probably doesn't benefit other people a great deal. It's not to the extent of losing the amount of land and how much is being destroyed as a result. And I think that's where we have to kind of offset the gains that some people might get for the negatives that's going to happen to the woodlands, to nature reserves, and to places of scientific interest. Life has to be about balance, and perhaps you will agree with me on that. If we don't have balance, if we don't kind of weigh up our needs along with the needs of nature, then we are just going to be destroying it. It's not all about us. It has to be this intricate balancing act so that, yes, we may need more houses, we may need to improve railways or improve public transport so that we reduce the emissions and have less cars on the road. I completely agree with all that. But what I do think is that you have to know the truth about projects like this, because there's about £108 billion being invested in this at the moment, and it's going up all of the time. Now, from my point of view, I'm going to be honest, it's not all about the money, although that's a ridiculous sum of money. It's about, for me, the environment and also what's happening to people's homes en route. There are lots of people who are being forced to leave because their homes, that some of these people have lived in their homes for a very long time, and they have a family history in those homes. And they've done their houses up, and now, or for the last so many years, they've been fighting so hard to keep their homes, and now they're going, and it's all done in a very brutal way. And many of these people are devastated. They're not even getting the full value of what their homes would be worth on the market. I believe it's land value they get. They don't get what the property is actually worth, and they have to go. There is no ifs and buts about it. They're going. That's just, to my mind, it's soul destroying that in this day and age we really don't care. But I don't think we do. Certainly HS2 doesn't seem to be worried about it. The government have enforced it, so therefore it's happening. And what are we like? Now, if we talk about the environment, 108 woodlands is going to be affected, or may be affected. But these are ancient woodlands, so these trees have been there for centuries. These are beautiful areas. There are wildlife reserves that's about to be ploughed down. So there's species there that's rare. And I mean perhaps on the brink of extinction. So if you lose that, if you lose any bird, insect or animal from these areas, you upset a delicate ecosystem. And once it's gone, it's very difficult to get back. And these are the things we have to think about. Think about the environment as this massive jigsaw with all these different pieces. And when we need something, we have to put it into the context of this jigsaw so that all these pieces slot in together, so that we limit and mitigate the risks to other species. This doesn't seem to be happening. Nesting birds, HS2 were allowed to fell the trees even though birds were nesting. So birds that can't fly, that's the end of that. These are living creatures. Roosting bats, they didn't even have the license to do it. These are, I cannot put into words how distressing it is. And my heart goes out to the activists who are on the front line desperately trying to protect those trees. And when I say activists, we're not talking about troublemakers or people who are just there to exploit a situation. These are passionate, caring people who just want to save the woodlands for the likes of you and me. Now, I know I've droned on about HS2 and you will have your own views on it. All I would ask is that you find out a little bit more. And also, it's more than HS2. Property development and land that's being sold up time and time again, and more houses built or just more buildings on it, and we're going to be concreting everything over before we know it. We have to protect as much land as we can. We have to make it as natural and as good for wildlife as we can. Because if we don't, we're not just hurting the natural world, we're hurting ourselves. We are a part of nature. We're not separate from it. We think we are, but we are not. And if we hurt them, we really will hurt ourselves. Think about air pollution to start off with. When we were in lockdown, air quality improved. The moment lockdown reduces, cars are back on the road and it's back into the old way. We mustn't lose our understanding of the more simple and more valuable way of being. Thank you.